Coming up in today's bulletin, Mataniko Pikinini Clinic is currently dealing with a high number of influenza cases before the Christmas season last year up until now. The Ministry of Women, Youth, Children and Family Affairs is rolling out a manual to combat and address the negative impacts of social media on children. And the LC Temotu has yet to start its operation to serve the people of Temotu province, as the province is yet to settle the outstanding allowances of its crews. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Eliza Kukutu. Mataniko Pikinini Clinic is currently dealing with a high number of influenza cases before the Christmas season last year up till now. Nurse in charge Jemima Kera told SIBC News that they are dealing with more than 200 sick babies with symptoms of high fever, flu and coughing every day.
A week before Christmas up until now, Mifala flooded with them increased number of sick children were come to Pikinini Clinic, and mainly ota flu, fever, cough hemna mainly were Pikinini come with them very high fever, which is lo here lo level lo mi minogaram right for tell them that we have outbreak kind of same, but surveillance lo Ministry of Health but lo observation lo mi lo how every day since Christmas kasem this time mi fala come across Pikinini with a very high fever, temperature of 38 above kasem 40, and cough, flu, no any pneumonia, but just that one. So me fala diagnosis him ILI. Yeah, so each day the maximum number of patients where me fala looking even yesterday for Talem me fala looking 210 sick babies, and the minimum 140 since before Christmas up until yesterday. And today the data have already 2 o'clock when me check him data or the register book already me reach him 180.
She advises parents and guidance on some preventative and home care measures to apply at home.
Every morning me do short awareness or health talk front, and me like put him across normal every mommy and daddy or the guidance where you me garam or the small baby, especially the age group where me follow clinic kasam 0 to 12 years or the 1 year. This a flu hem you me sabe manage him lo house no ma where if you me do him na or the preventive sides and home care lo house. The home care lo here where me like highlight him na feed him Pikinini with them good nutritious food, fruits, small vegetables, avoid him sweets, avoid him smoking inside house, and swimming Pikinini low warm water, and keep him house clean, keep him Pikinini no take him out around no ma. And I think the best thing lo here na make him Pikinini for kaka mota strong good kaka and drink him staka water. I think you know what advise, and if you can come Pikinini Clinic, him no ma ota home care advice where me fala every nurses lo mi lo here lo Pikinini Clinic with them doctors sabe give him lo every mom and daddy. No any other thing but that one no ma the home care where me mention him no ma.
The Ministry of Women, Children and Family Affairs is rolling out a new manual designed to tackle the harmful effects of social media on children. The manual merges modern digital safety strategies with traditional child rearing to offer a comprehensive approach to protect young people in the digital era. Sharon now reports.
The Ministry of Women, Youth, Children and Family Affairs is rolling out a manual to combat and address the negative impacts of social media on children. Chief Child Development and Participation Coordinator Alphonse Torovua Botu told SIBC News. He said the manual incorporates the traditional children teaching knowledge.
Yes, for coming from ministry, more especially on the division, mi fala garem one fala manual. It's a child protection community facilitation manual, where mi fala facilitate him lot communities for try for teach him what parents play me how for you look after picking. In fact, we have our traditional way where hem been stop finish, yeah? but that manol hem try for come sample part blame hem for revive him no ma for come no hem tell him oh also you need for doing something also. So that manol, one beauty about that manol is that you can use it in your own organization. You say use him youth, or at the Sunday schools and at Sabbath schools, women's group, you say use him manol him. So manola me have been doing roll them out finish of Central Island Province, and by the end of last year, me felt doing monitoring and evaluation part of it, where me felt getting more feedback to them. And we are planning this year that me felt barrel them out two more provinces to come. Hem got a good feedback after this manual was facilitated in the community, and me felt got time me go around lot communities, me felt got the good positive feedback from response from the communities. How now manolem help him for teach him picking blockata and look after picking blockata. Because if parents have no quick and address him what inside the household, this is where picking about start drag out. And if this social media where coming this time, beginning start to pull out by the influence of the social media. And also what ministry ham doing through division. We first go around out provinces for doing advocacy, like on child right and child protection and also. So time we go out, we first go look at the schools, even communities, and during International Children's Day, we first come up with them or the topics when we discuss them too, or the areas where have kind of child protection issues.
Mr. Botu said the negative impacts of social media and the internet on children is a growing concern for Solomon Islands. He said despite the ministry's lack of data on the issue, it is alarming to see how the negative impacts of social media have embedded itself in society.
The impact hembaragarem big part to masem lo especially lo children blame lo Solomon Island. Like by looking, one is a cyberbullying where it's ongoing at the moment. The other one is the young people tend to addict to social media, especially on platforms. But if you join them on social media, by looking, a lot of these young people are actively engaged in social media platforms. And also for context, blaming Solomon Island, one for the negative part is that Hemi start for bringing out the traditional understanding. Somehow picking the other tend for taking more time lo social media, other no sabe doing things lo house. That's one. And the respect for parents and start to go out because these kids are more influenced on some of these foreign ideas where they look him and learn him and what them actually happen around the world. So time was beginning at concentration block at a law society blue me, him not really him taken out by the influence of social media. At the moment we don't actually have a proper data where me fella looking what time happened, what not really impact the social media, how many fella beginning been affected, how many fella beginning not suicide, how many beginning not been go through cyberbullying or some. But through the help of our partners, the government ministries like social welfare, some fella or the NGOs believe me, or to help them me for try for looking the numbering part of it. But the common understanding am alarming. It's an issue. It's an issue that you may need for look like where it's a shared responsibility, not only for government, but also for our churches, our communities, our leaders, and even our NGOs partners, for him to sit down and address him and try for help and ministry through Children's Development Division, for me to try for get the proper data of, more specifically, social media negative impact.
Sharon Nanau, SIBC TV.
The LC Temotu, a vessel intended to serve the people of Temotu province, remains docked outside Bahai 3 months after its arrival from Indonesia. Yan Kaukui with the details.
The LC Temotu has yet to start its operation to save the people of Temotu province, as the province is yet to settle the outstanding allowances of its crews. Since its arrival in the country from Indonesia 3 months ago, the vessel is still anchored outside of Bahai with some of the crews manning it. One of the crews, Patrick Melema, told SIBC News, currently they are still waiting for the provincial government to settle the outstanding allowances before the vessel can start its operation.
The issue now, Mibala ocean worry to look at Tansipia, but Mibala got him outstanding law government, especially Temotu province. Mibala deliver come Sipia, and the agreement Mibala sign him that Mibala come back lawyer, or what should give him allowance from everyone what come with the boat, especially the captain. Mibala 8 falana come, now Mibala arrive, so Mibala I know up and now when Mibala sign him agreement. Then the moment province Mibala no sabe communicate good to with them over what now position lost it this time. Mibala still wait, then Mibala like him Sipia must operate too, make him children come into the province. And Sipia, Mibala no sabe what now province by doing this time. Mibala wait law province for what kind decision now or make Mibala what Mibala happy too law. So allowance him still outstanding yet. Everything lawyer ship I think I'm register finished too. And the ship stand by now for worker.
Meanwhile, Premier of Temotu Province, Stanley Tehi, has clarified they are working on ways to settle the issue so that the vessel can serve its intended purpose in serving the people of Temotu Province.
Yeah, outstanding allowances below there now. Me fala yet for sorting out here. And now Korea ota on hold here. So me fala decide for listening ship make him any potential parties have take him on. For listen again, then shall help for sorting out that one because law government side law budgeting Maradi by no possible because the Temotu province when we follow kind law in their financial year so last quarter and prices on tea and no more revenue so executive me follow agree on na to list me follow waiting no more this follow list agreement then completed finalized then me follow put on list. Then I for go out. 2-3 potential people, business houses, or indicate Italian for with this list agreement for completed, finalized, then Mefala put on list. Then I for go out. Mefala executive not decided, but run about 2 years lease. So then after then you look more low lease. Yeah? But me thinking for at least giving 2 years because outstanding debt high for good year. Make him at least whoever by taking lease here make something out of and then for servicing to CPN operation there.
Mr. Tay said one possible option they are looking at is to lease the vessel to any interested entity or individual by way of tender so that it can help to raise funds to settle the outstanding payments. SIBC News understands the payment of the vessel is jointly funded by the national government, the Temotu provincial government and donor partners. Yan Kaukui, SIBC TV.
Solomon Islands has recorded a decrease in the number of failing licenses in 2024 compared to 2019. Sharon now with more.
Solomon Islands in 2024 recorded 124 active logging licenses. Ministry of Forestry and Research Permanent Secretary Richardson Raumai said in total 204 licenses were recorded, from which 124 are actively operating in the country. He said compared to records in 2019, in 2024 the ministry recorded a decrease in the number of failing licenses issued.
Currently, the total failing or logging licenses that the ministry recorded have total to 204 failing licenses or logging licenses.
This time?
This time, yeah. So out of this 204, 124 no more active operational. Then around 86% of these failing licenses, not 86%, but 86 in operational. All current valid license, but not active for some reasons that maybe by me discussing later. Yeah. Based on license record ministry hami garam lo 2019 yumi garam higher number of licenses, failing licenses, and by 2024 this year hami go down. So mifala anticipating that hami reduced by around 9.22% in terms of what the licenses blowing. So the outlook for failing licenses or logging licenses in the next 5 years, but really go down. Yeah, so I'm indicating that the operations in terms of logging will go down too.
Mr. Raumai said log exports from the country has been reduced by 11% in the past 5 years.
These figures are not really confirmed from central bank, but figures were recorded law. Exports permits to our ministry recording. Total log export from January to September this year around 1.05 million cubic meters. So I'm valued to around USD 113.4 million. Western province I'm still highest record in terms of log export. 30% of log export so far from Western province. 98% log export go to China, followed by India, Korea, and Vietnam. So in general, log export has been reduced over the last 5 years at an average rate of 11% per year, yeah? So 11% per year since 2019. Now looking a reduction in terms of volume of logs and export. So this implies that the outlook for the next 5 years, 2024 to 2029, will have a significant reduction of volume of logs. You may anticipating by him go down below the 1 million mark.
SIBC News understands logging contributes significantly to the economic development of Solomon Islands by bringing in much-needed foreign earnings. Sharon Nanau, SIBC TV.
6 newborn babies were born during the New Year countdown to 2025 in Honiara. This is the lowest rate of newborn babies being delivered at the National Referral Hospital compared to the past 2 years. Senior registered midwife at the National Referral Hospital, Mayoni Kai, told SIBC News during an interview yesterday.
This year, lowest New Year 2023, we have 15. And then New Year 2024, we have 12. And then this year, 2025, we have 6. Also, number I'm lesser than the other 2 years, 23 and 24. New Year 2024, we have 12 babies. New Year last year. And then compared to this year, this 2025, we have 6. I think everyone celebrates. So I'm less a little bit, New Year than this year and then last year.
She also mentioned that the low rates of newborn babies registered this year might be because of family planning.
Place lo mi falo bething place lo mi falo enahrecha mi falo no sabe osem every day hem busy day no ma osem every day patients coming in like osem outpatient lo mi fala lo here so ota numbers lo mi fala lo where come in hem no mi fasa record him na ota where so lo New Year we hem 6 ya lo last year ya hem 12 ya hem numbers blow ota where come in lo ota births number dates belum ifala lo ota so lo ko sem ating samval ating family planning hem little bit waka for ota planning go for ota New Year ota spending little bit families blota so ating ota lessening osem coming lo mi falo here no ma mi no sa lo other hospitals lo other countries blo provinces yeah.
Now, the Solomon Islands Building Code Bill will be presented in Parliament this year, aiming to establish mandatory construction standards for buildings across the country. Sharon and now with more.
The Ministry of Infrastructure and Development will table the Solomon Islands Building Code Bill in Parliament this year. Minister for Infrastructure and Development, Honorable Manasseh Mailanga, announced in Parliament. He said the Building Code Bill will ensure buildings in the country are built to the required building standards.
As when we talk about building code, Mrs. Speaker, I know that all other sectors are looking towards this bill, Mr. Speaker. When we talk about building codes, sir, it means that we will have standard buildings, Mr. Speaker, in this country. We need to build them other buildings where we have standard now. And the standard on the building code, the standard where we have Australian standard and New Zealand standard. And that's the building code where standard we're by using, Mr. Speaker. So, sir, very, very important bill back come next year for imi looking other buildings blame Honiara or provinces, at least have low standard, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mailanga said the bill will also ensure materials used for the buildings meet the required standards.
Also, in that building code, just few things me like tell them, we will have also standard materials to build those buildings, Mr. Speaker. So, Hemi also work with him other line ministries here, by me work together for looking that this whole bill effective, Mr. Speaker. When we talk about building a four-story building here, we will have proper materials whereby we take them, test them. These are right materials as we say, Australian New Zealand standard. So very important and very good for country, Mr. Speaker, for immigrant what type building we build. Like imi looking there, if you stand here Parliament, you still look down, Mr. Speaker. The House blue here. You look at few old buildings here there, and I think this building's bad. After this building code passed, you will see that people where Wakalam will go out to check buildings now because we have the act now. Yeah, where qualify staffs, Iblomilo ministry, even the architects, the engineers can go and check buildings, so that if it is not qualified, then break them down now, because so.
Sharon Nanau, SIBC TV.
Preparations for the Miss Pacific Islands Pageant 2025 is well underway. Solomon host CEO Joyce Conifilia confirmed to SIBC News in an interview. She said her team has been working around the clock to ensure the country's hosting of the regional event is successful.
Okay, thank you. So right now we are, like you said, it's at preparatory stage, getting all the logistics done, getting all the accommodations, tickets for the judges to come. We have done all that already. Accommodations, the hotels, setting the programs for the whole week, plus the individual programs and the crowning night program. So yeah, we are on target. We're working around the clock. We have short time to mass for, yeah, but we are on track. Yeah. So we have established the formal channels of communication between Secretariat in Samoa and my staff. We have introduced all the different personnel were involved in the different functions to the Secretariat and as well as the Board of Directors below pageant. So yeah, we are good with terms of our communication. Yeah, so we have already established partnerships with different organizations, and also we are working with the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Tourism, Ministry of Women, and some other organizations for Mifala, go to Tourism Solomon Islands. So yeah, we have, at this point in time, the government has kind of mandated Solomon Host from the Office of the Prime Minister, mandated Mifala to organize the event. So we are like running with the show, but we are also at the same time establishing all the network and ensuring that the people where Mifala need him to get things done are there and are supportive of the whole event. So yeah, it's going good.
She said they plan to have this year's Miss Pacific Islands pageant to be more inclusive and for Solomon Islanders to take ownership of the event, given it is hosted in the country.
For me personally, I've been a pageant director for the past 9 years, firstly with tourism industry and then coming on board with my own group. And I've seen some of the gaps where not just the local pageant, but the regional ones, where we have learned a lot of valuable lessons. And for our pageant this year, we have kind of set in place, yeah, some things that we really want to see, especially myself as a director. I want to see more inclusion of the community, yeah, so they can take ownership of the event. So for by doing that, we can make our people feel that they're part of the event. So we are organizing events for the eastern side of the community. AJ Moore will have a time for the girls after the speech. On Thursday, they will come out and meet the people. And then the hospital visit, we will have an open kind of an environment where we don't just visit particular wards, but we'll meet all the doctors, nurses, carers, and anyone that's in the hospital compound on that day. And then we'll have the market day and the float day where every mommy are invited to come and set up stalls and meet the girls and, interact with them. So that's a kind of, what I may say, goal or me feel like for achieving with this particular pageant, just to get our people more involved, especially the young, the women, anyone that will not have the opportunity to even meet the girls or even to see them on stage or same, yeah. So we are very happy with how things are going, the response. Even we are going to a church whereby the congregation will host the girls or same. So I'm very happy with the response so far, and at the end of the day, I want to see that our people take ownership and they are proud too of the event coming to our country, kind of same, not just looking at TV or they just go past and same, yeah, but they actually have the opportunity to interact.
Local obstetrician gynecologist Dr. Jack Siwenau has created a safe and confidential space for men to undergo fertility screening. Andre Mahano reports.
Local obstetrician gynecologist Dr. Jack Siwenau has created a safe and confidential space for men to undergo fertility screening. The founder of Mercy Siwenau Clinic joined hands with a fellow medical lab technician to conduct male fertility screening in 2024. This service was further enhanced following the completion of a proper medical laboratory at the private clinic late last year. Dr. Siwenau told SIBC News that the lab facility has ensured privacy for patients.
You may have to work in one separate room for the man inside the medical lab. Make him privacy and not disturb him. So then last September, we will start using this facility here. So after the first clinic, first day him using, we come ask him na technician, how na experience blue today? Hey man, today I'm very fast too much. Or man hurry up. After 2 minutes or some specimen, or give him come na. So him na how me fala start for using this place. Him for now him only semen analysis test no me fala use him this lab for. Me no garam any machine mo lo here for doing any kind lab test mo. But slowly me fala like for by sa doing na full blood count, biochemistry or tanara lab services where patients blow me easily access him.
He explains there are a number of causes for male infertility.
Causes of infertility, 1/3 of them ota man na problem, another third ota woman, another third hem combination betufala. So few of the men ota garam low sperm count, some fala ota no even garam any sperm. So genetically ota born kam but ota cells where sa producing sperm ota no garam. So hem meaning that these men ota no sa able for producing any pikinini.
Andrea Maahanwa for SIBC TV.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.